Today's update: The Young and the Restless recap. Wednesday, October 25th. Jack slams Ashely's plot. Kyle faces Tucker trust test. Hello friends, it's Ashely. Welcome to my channel and hit the subscribe button for more updates. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Wednesday, October 25th, reveals that Nick Newman will call Victor Newman out on the serpent drawing being a message meant for him. It'll be a reminder of a story Nick liked as a kid, so he'll suggest this is proof that Victor needs his help. Nick will assume Victor can't trust Adam Newman, but he'll suggest Victor can't possibly think Victoria Newman would betray him. Nicky Newman will push Victor to tell the truth. So Nick will realize this must all be a setup. It'll leave Nick fuming since he's been through hell along with Victoria. Nick won't care about Adam and Nate Hastings getting put to the test, but he'll insist Victoria must be told the real story. Victor will push Nick to become his ally since he won't be ready to reveal his game yet. Despite Nick's complaints, Victor will contend that he can't tell Victoria without alerting Nate. Nick will continue to object and warn that if Victoria finds out on her own, she'll never forgive Victor. At Crimson Lights, Christine Blair Williams will admit her trip to Portugal wasn't good, but she'll dodge most of Danny Romolotti's questions when talk turns to Phyllis Summers' latest attempt to turn things around. Christine will marvel over Phyllis brainwashing Danny. Christine won't be willing to give Phyllis a pass due to her shady history, but Danny will believe she's sincere about wanting to change. Since Danny will feel like Christine really does want to open up about her trip, he'll get her to admit that things started off okay. It seemed like the old days as Christine explored with Paul Williams and had fun with him on the beach. However, the time they spent together eventually reminded them of how much they'd drifted apart, though Christine will really believe it was Paul who pulled away and fell out of love. Christine will admit there's no hope for her marriage, so Danny will hold her hand and offer reassurance that she'll figure out what's next. In Audra Charles's suite, Kyle Abbott will get dressed after a romp in bed with her and ask questions about Tucker McCall's takeover plan, although Kyle will fear that Tucker can't be trusted. Audra will feel confident that she knows how to control him. Kyle will quiz Audra about whether she's ever slept with Tucker, so she'll wonder if he'd have a problem if she said yes. Kyle will be surprised over Audra letting herself get seduced, but she'll hint that maybe she seduced Tucker instead. Audra will call Tucker a means to an end and once again push Kyle to join the alliance, so he'll decide he's totally in. Kyle will add that he's tired of getting pushed aside, so he'll plan to take control of his future by helping Tucker and Audra take control of Jabot. At the Abbott mansion, Diane Jenkins Abbott will express surprise over Ashely Abbott's return to Genoa City, but they'll agree to keep the peace as Diane will provide updates on all the latest Tucker drama before Ashely decides she needs to speak with Jack Abbott and Billy Abbott herself. At the GCAC on Wednesday's YR episode, Jack will give Tucker his listening device back and warn that Billy wants to leak the dirt against him, but Tucker won't seem bothered. Despite Tucker's confident act, Jack will push his buttons and suggest his rival's running scared. Once Jack gets Ashely's text to come home ASAP, he'll happily reunite with his sister. Billy will also show up for the strategy session, which will include Diane since they all need to be a united front. Ashely won't think it's wise to underestimate Tucker and will admit she returned because he reached out wanting to fix things. After Ashely hints about using that to her advantage, Jack won't like where this is heading. Jack will warn against pretending to rekindle things to find out what Tucker is really up to. Although Jack will insist he can't let Ashely do this, she'll point out that she doesn't need his permission. After Kyle comes in and greets Ashely, he'll admit he was with Audra when questioned by Jack. Kyle won't see any reason why he shouldn't see Audra now that he's no longer working at Newman Media. Jack will acknowledge that Kyle is free to date anyone he wants, but he'll hint about Kyle being able to do better than Audra. Once Kyle rushes to Audra's defense, Ashely will note that Audra is Tucker's confidant and ask if Kyle's considered the possibility that Audra's using him. Back in Audra's suite, she'll answer the door to Tucker when he arrives looking for a progress report. Audra will confirm that Kyle is on board with their alliance, so she'll wonder what's next. Tucker will think it's time to find out if they can trust Kyle, so he'll clearly have a test in mind for him. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kyle will inevitably land in some tight spots soon enough, so stay tuned for news on the trouble that's looming. CDL will have other sizzling Young and the Restless spoilers, news and updates. So drop by often for more YR details.